guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. For the scent of the day, I don't have much different going on today. So same wood wick, same cat candle holder. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. I would love if you took a moment and subscribed and hit the notification bell so you will never miss anything interesting. And also, I do post every single day on Instagram and on Reddit. So if you like new, daily, updated content, be sure to go follow me over on there. So guys, welcome back to another Sunday video. And like every Sunday, we usually just do a tutorial and a review on some kind of palette. And this week's palette is from Sample Beauty and it's called the Equalizer Volume 1. And here's a quick peek at the color story that we're going to be using today. And I would consider this an actual true rainbow palette. And with this, the look that we're going to create is called a diagonal split blend. And I really like this look, and it's great when you have a rainbow palette and lots of different blend out shades. You can create some really pretty gradients. And this look is actually fairly easy to do. So if you're ready to get into the tutorial, then let's get started. Alrighty, welcome to the tutorial part, and we're gonna get started creating this beautiful eye look. So like always, the first thing I'm gonna do is tight line my eyes, and I actually had a question recently about tight lining and the safety of it. So I don't think that putting a kohl eye pencil on your upper waterline is genuinely safe. But when you tight line, you're supposed to tight line the sparse spaces in between your lashes, so it's not going on your waterline. So if you tight line properly, the kohl pencil is not gonna get onto your actual eye. So I think the safety just relies on the action that you take. But I think tight lining itself makes a significant impact in the final outcome of the look. So I always do it for every look that I do. Next, I'm just gonna take some eye primer and prime these eyelids. I also think eye primer is definitely a necessary step before doing any kind of long wear eyeshadow look. Now we're ready to get into the actual eyeshadow. So the first brush I'm gonna start with is just an angled brush, and it doesn't matter the width of this one, just make sure that it's angled so you have a straight line to work with. And I'm going into the black shade called Thunder. And I noticed this palette has a lot of kickback in it, so just make sure that you tap off your brush after each time you dip in. And for this entire look, this is the most difficult part because you have to angle it right. So I just like to start in the middle of my eyelid, kind of, and put a little dot. And what we're gonna try to do is create a diagonal line from the inner corner to the tail of our brow. So you can kind of just take a step back and see where that line just naturally exists. Now, of course, if you have hooded eyes like I do, it's going to be a lot more difficult because you have a lot more creases and folds in your eyes to deal with, but it's definitely workable. So once you get your initial placement on there, you're going to want to go ahead and darken it up. Now, in my opinion, this was the most difficult part of the look and trying to line everything up. But now we're going to go in and put some more colors on, so it should start shaping up. So with that same angle brush, we're going to go into the blue called Jibba. And for this one, I like to start way at this upper edge, but you don't want to start equal to the edge. You want to come just a little bit down, so it's not sitting as high as the black is, but you want to be parallel to the black. And you're just going to add your blue stripe all the way down to the inner corner. And with that same blue, we're going to go on the bottom of the black too. Now same brush, and we're going to go into the green called Grass. And again, we're going to start at this top edge, but we're going to come in a little short of the blue. And we're going to do the same thing to the bottom. Again, on the same brush, we're going to go into the light green called Tequila and a little bit short of that green. And we're going to go ahead and put the same shade on the bottom. And now our last shade is going to be the yellow, which is called Rubber. And we're going to do some shaping with this. So just keep the same brush and coat your brush with the yellow shade. And you want to put this on top in this little area right here, but you want to shape it out just a slight bit. And the same thing on the bottom. You want to start a little bit short of the green edge and shape out this bottom edge. Now it's time to clean this up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is clean up the interior. And for this, I like to use a little miniature fan brush. And I'm just going to go to each layer that we created and push it out some, so it blends with the next shade. So as you can see right here, I'm starting with the black and I'm just pushing it into the blue. And then in between each layer, just wipe your brush off. Now, once you have all that blended, take a Q-tip with some micellar water on it. And then we're gonna clean up this interior portion first by your inner corner. And then once you're done with that side, then clean up this outer edge and just sharpen it up a little bit. And now we're ready to get started on the undershadow. So the first thing I'd like to do is line my actual waterline, and I'm just going in with the same tight liner that I use, and this is black. And then going in with that same exact angle brush that we used on the upper lid, I'm gonna go back into the black shade, which is called Thunder. And this is the easiest lower lash line ever because we're just gonna use black. Now, if you're a person that likes something on your inner corner, you can use a shade Tonic on your favorite inner corner highlight brush and just stick this right on your inner corner. Now I'm gonna do some quick mascara and then I'll be right back for the review. Here's the entire finished look. And if you do want to see it with false lashes, then be sure to go check out my Saturday pictorial, and I will have that link below for you. But if you're ready to hear some facts and my opinion on this palette, then be sure to keep on watching. So guys, here's the palette. And again, this is from Sample Beauty and it's called the Equalizer Palette Volume 1. And this just comes in a standard black cardboard packaging. And when you open it up, there's a pretty large mirror on the inside. And here's the color story. There are 30 shades in here that weigh 1.5 grams each. And that's an above average amount of shadow per pan. Some of the shades in here are eyeshadows and some are pressed pigments. So if you're wary about using pressed pigments on the eye, I did want to mention that. According to my observation, there are 3 different formulas in here. There are 13 mattes, 15 shimmers, and 2 sequin shades. As far as the mattes go, I think that's what Sample Beauty is really known for. They have just an excellent matte formula that really works in your favor. And I really like the inclusion of additional matte blending shades in here so you can really form some nice gradients. The shimmers are just your standard basic shimmer formula. They work well and do pick up easily on a brush, but they're not super highly reflective or anything like that. But what I do like about this palette is that there is a shimmer that correlates to each matte, so you can create some fun monochromatic looks with this palette. And there are only 2 sequin shadows in here. There's one right here and one right here. And those can basically just be used as mattes because there are tiny little pinpoint glitter reflex in each one. But as you blend the shadows, the glitter kind of just falls away. So as you look at this, there's a really nice light to dark gradient in here. There are a few different neutral transitional shades if you are a person who likes to use those type of shadows. And in here, the palette has 43% mattes and 50% shimmers, which I think is a really good balance. Now quickly, I'm going to show you some swatches I took from this palette so you can see how every shade looks swatched out. Okay, now we're going to get into some facts about this palette. So quickly, I just wanted to walk you over how I'm looking at this and how I see it. So right here you have your 2 rows of mattes, and then these are your 2 rows of shimmers, and then straight down the middle here are all your neutral colors. And then right on the bottom here are all your lightening or deepening shades. So I really love the way it's set up, and I do think that's why it's called the Equalizer palette. This formula is cruelty-free and it is vegan. And now we're gonna get into my favorite part, which is the cost breakdown. So if you went out and bought this palette as it is today, it would cost you $12.95. Breaking that down a little bit, it's only 43 cents per shade. And breaking that down even further, it is 29 cents per gram. So as you can see, to past comparisons that I've done, this is extremely affordable. And I believe this is the least expensive palette that I have ever reviewed. And now we're gonna get into my recommendation. Upon using this, I did not get any patching and I did not get any creasing with the shades. I believe it to be a very softly pressed formula, as I did get a bunch of kickback in the pans and some slight fallout on my face. And I do believe this is one of those color stories where there's actually so much creative outlet that can be done that it can be almost overwhelming to be able to know where to start. But I've actually wanted this for a very long time, and I'm super glad I have it. And I would totally recommend it to anybody who's been on the fence about wanting to grab it. And there are 3 reasons why I would recommend this. The first reason being it's very, very easy to work with. The second reason is that you have an endless amount of creative possibilities in here. You can literally do anything that you want with this color story. And the third reason is that you get a ton of shades in here in very minimal space. So you get 30 in really small packaging. So I really do enjoy that. So guys, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. And if you did like it, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button. And until next time,